Anyway, I want to get playful. I want to have a good time because you need to do that in order to manifest in the law of attraction. One thing that people hadn't told you, even though they did tell you, in order to manifest things, you have to have a frequency that's in harmony with thoughts. It also has to be in frequency with the things that you want. So here's the problem. They didn't tell you what the fuck that meant. What your dominant thoughts actually were. Okay? So I'm going to teach you guys some things that you can install tonight, and you'll start attracting more and more events and opportunities and I'm breaking up.
No, you're cutting in and out. It's something we should
Okay. Whether they're financial or professional or romantic, it'll just sensitize you as you move through the world. Can you hear now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just every once in a while you cut out. Just go.
You're so going to do this meeting in a minute. Anyway, so that when you move through the world, your neurology will call to your attention those opportunities and situations and events that give you more of what you want, instead of just random shit of like you're doing now. So we're here to learn a manifestation process that'll provide you with the universe delivering your wildest dreams. Yay! I didn't say sexual fantasies, by the way. Unless, of course, that's really what you want. The secret to that piece is your willingness to do whatever it takes. Because until you're willing to do the 37 steps necessary, the universe is not going to give you the shortcuts. I'm just kidding. There's not 37. Look of fear that went across for 37. Huh?
12 steps.
12 steps. I've never been to that. So the first thing we got to do is get playful. How many people here can feel good for no freaking reason? Really? Oh, good. I can leave then. What are you guys doing here if you can do all that? The rest of you, you're in deep doo-doo. So everybody stand up. Here's the secrets that every human beings do. Every single thing is because of a feeling. It's either a feeling more of or one you want less of. And what does that have to do with the law of attraction? Well, everything. So you will attract life based on the frequency that you have. High frequency, you'll attract things that are more beneficial. More joy, more pleasure, the more playful you are. Okay? If you have a low frequency, you're gonna, more serious, more rage, more frustration. It's almost intuitive, right? So how do you manage that? Seek your body, not your mind. So every behavior, every perceptual filter that you have, that you see the world with, experience around us, is in response to a feeling state in your body. And the fastest way to change those filters is to change the way you feel. Fastest way to change how you feel is to change how you breathe. Change how you stand. Okay? That science has already been done. So how many people here have heard of TED Talks? TED Talks. Okay. How about Amy Cuddy? No? All right. So there you go. Your first assignment. You go home. Go find it on YouTube. It's like the most powerful video that's going to go along with what you guys are going to learn tonight.
What's Amy's last name?
Cuddy. C-U-D-D-Y. She does. It's called Power Poses. And she goes through a whole thing of like victory poses, where you just hold this for like 2 minutes, and you'll raise your testosterone like 25%. all right, in as little as 2 minutes. That might be helpful in situations. I don't know. Why are you guys all laughing? Look at him. He's going to be there all night. Lyle's going down the hall doing Rocky. Da, 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 da. Yes. Couple of things. This means yes. This means no. This means you know the answer. This means you don't. This means, fuck, don't call on me. So if colorful metaphors, profanity, and the word boobies, provocative language offend you, you have to get the fuck out. You all right with Allah?
You don't even know what that means.
What? Boobies?
F-U-C-K.
No. I'm still stuck on boobies.
I do.
Do you? What's it mean?
Fornicate under the consent of the king.
No. No, that's
Don't you know
not
the king has the first offering? I mean, you're too young for this.
Back, Google that, will you? He just gave me the meaning of fuck, the actual meaning of fuck. Fornicate under the consent of the king.
Dirty word.
I never thought it was to begin with, but
I'm class. Oh, the girls out here, take it easy. We'll be on any minute. I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
no, it's fine. I'm learning new things.
I got more.
Really? Are they along the same topic? We're going to talk. What are you doing for lunch? What are you buying me for lunch tomorrow?
It all depends what you'll give out. Endorphins, pheromones,
Let me give you one more.
testosterone.
This guy checks in the hotel on Miami Beach. First thing he knows, the maid shows up. This guy walks out the shower. He's standing there. She opens the door, and he goes, F-U-C-K. She gets mad. She leaves. Manager comes up. She goes, why don't you leave? I heard what you said to the maid. What did I say? F-U-C-K. Voice you could knock.
I get it. That's the problem with me. I got it.
You got it. Still trying to get rid of it. I can always tell who's going to get the most out of the evening and who's not. Because when I say things like stand up, they'll go. Or if I say, like, point to where it is in your body, they'll. If I reach out and touch the picture, they're kind of like. Not helpful. Okay? Suggest, if you want the most benefit out of tonight, that A, you have fun, all right, and get crazy and get playful. Follow the instructions and be like little children. Okay? Over the next few hours, just get playful. Seriously. So the first thing I want you to do is look to the person to the right of you or the left of you and reach out with your hand, give them your name, and go, and then get everybody else in the room.
Jim, it's a pleasure.
Steve. Steve. Hello, Lyle.
Are those store-bought teeth
Yeah,
you have?
yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah,
They were a fortune.
I want to tell you. I can see you're an automatic entertainer.
Absolutely. Why? You ducking back a couple of rows? All right. I don't have anything, but I'll bring something up later. So now what I want you to do is close your eyes for me. How many of you have ever been little children? Raise your hand. And the rest of you were what? Just aliens? How many of you played pretend as a little kid? Okay. What'd you play? When you were playing pretend, what'd you play at?
Cops and robbers.
House.
Doctor? You were doctor. What'd you play at? War. Okay. And what'd you play at?
Cops and robbers.
Cops and robbers. Okay. What'd you play at? Doctor. Seems to be a common theme in this room, huh? What'd you play at?
I played the last. I played doctor.
Doctor? What neighborhood were you guys in? Because I was in the wrong neighborhood. Wow. I guess you guys got fully absorbed in that process, huh? And in the first 5 minutes, you knew it was still a stick? No? Live ammunition. Originally from Arkansas.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah?
Airplanes, we burned them. We had tons of ammunition on them. We burned. Had to get the foxhole that they went off. Yeah.
And how old were you when you were playing with live ammunition?
About 10.
About 10. Wow. Where'd you grow up at? Right here. Yeah, it's a wonderful neighborhood, isn't it? If you guys can do that tonight, you can have anything you want. Okay? You can even be a doctor. There's got 3 of them in this room, okay? What kind of doctors were you?
Yeah, right. I'm not even into that much detail. Just checking pulses and hoping you were breathing. Hoping you were breathing.
And if they weren't, what did you do?
Well, that never really happened.
No?
You were a great doctor.
There's a part of us that wants to hang out on the sidelines and evaluate everything. Okay? So they don't really have the full absorption and everything. Because they... However, because they want to know whether or not the process is working or whether or not they're looking silly, well, after that greeting you guys did, don't worry about it. You all look silly, so you can get over that, okay? It's called smart person syndrome. And to the degree that you do that, it will slow down the effects and the changes that you get, okay? So if you really want things to change and you really want things to manifest into your life, get fully absorbed into it. Just throw everything out the window, become like a little kid, go fully into it, use your imagination, and I promise you, you don't have to believe. Just follow the instructions. If you can point to where you feel something in your body, you can change it. Yes? Oh my God, what a good class. So let's feel good for no reason. Everybody think of a time. I'll give you a choice. You can go for the best pleasure state ever. That's for the doctors here. Which may be distracting later. Or maybe there was a time in your life where you saw something you really, really, really wanted. And some little switch clicked and you made a plan, you put it into operation, and you nailed it. Just home run. So I want you to remember that moment. Remember when you realized that you got it. And I want you to stand the way you were standing at that moment. And I want you to breathe the way you were breathing in that moment. And I want you to close your eyes and let those feelings come flooding back. However it is, it's okay. And notice where in your body it is. And take your hand and point to where you feel it in your body. And notice there's a color connected to that feeling. And you don't have to tell me what color it is, but notice there's a color. What's the color? First impression. And as you touch that color, notice floating in the space around you is a picture that represents feeling. Okay? So reach out with your other hand and touch the picture. Both of your hands and trace the outline of that picture so you know how big it is. Okay, great. What I want you to do is just grab that frame that you drew around that picture. All right, with both of your hands, just expand it like a window on an iPhone. all right, as big as the room, and notice what happens to that feeling in your body. That's what I'm talking about. Lyle's smiling. Now, lift it up over your head and pull it down like over you like a blanket. And notice what happens to that feeling. Perfect. Let that sink in. And then lift it back up over your head. And you know what a frisbee is, right? Just take that feeling and throw it as far as you can behind you like a frisbee. Just all the way in the back as far as it'll go. And notice what happens to those feelings in your body now. Notice how it changes. Now, for most people, it gets smaller. People, it just completely disappears. Most people, it just completely disappears. Now, once you realize that, I want you to raise your hands back up once again as the world's most powerful frisbee magnets. And I want you to suck that feeling, that frisbee, right back into your hands. Okay? And because it's your neurology and your mind, your body, and you're the god or goddess of your universe, I want you to make that picture as big as you can stand it. And find the location in or around your body with that picture that gives you the best feeling ever. And then just let it fix itself into place. And let all those wonderful sensations float from your heart into your bloodstream to every place that your blood goes. And notice the process taking place. Don't try to measure it, manage it, or make it happen faster. Just notice the process taking place. Let that blood go to all the cells and the DNA. Let that DNA become like little pleasure factories, producing and generating more and more and more of those wonderful sensations until they just become perpetual, impossible to turn off. So that for as long as your heart continues to beat and your lungs continue to breathe, this feeling will continue to grow stronger. Just notice it happening. Become aware of the... And when you know it's done, and when you know it's locked in, and it's impossible to turn off, ladies and gentlemen, try and turn it off and notice what happens again. What just happened? Open your eyes and notice how good you feel. What just happened? You mean you're stuck feeling good?
I started feeling good and I'm ending feeling good.
Excellent. Fuck deal, isn't it? You're just going to go through life feeling good? No, not at all. Give yourself a big round of applause. Give Lyle 3 high fives and hug everybody in the room. And then have a seat.
You are doctors. I know you're doctors.
That's where we start.
Did we pass?
You didn't pass anybody. You were in front. Because in order to manifest, all the different parts of your neurology have to work together. It's not enough just to get your body involved or to get your mind involved separately. You have to get them to work together because your entire system, nervous system, works together because it's holographic in nature. And the more parts you get to work together, the more synergy and the more power that you will bring to bear on the changes that you want to get when you get them all together. Make sense? What a smart class. So who's ready to manifest some really cool shit? Yay. That's what we're going to do. Originally, this material came from a guy named Bill, who spent 30 years giving and curing rats with cancer. Can you imagine that for an occupation for 30 years? But as the story goes, rats would back up in the cages and get injected with the disease. And then he would use this energy process in order to cure them. And then he continued on to use this process. They were really well-trained rats, and most of them, I think, were on the west coast of Florida with that circus group that was over there.
Don't you hate him?
No, not at all. That's it. And it worked. Because you can do the same process for someone else, which we'll get to. That's how powerful it is. And when he realized that process, he told a friend of mine, David Schneider, who will be here next month from the West Coast. We're doing one together in West Palm, so you guys come to that. Told him, whatever you do, do not give this to people. He was very serious about it.
What you just gave us, he told you not to?
Yeah, but you're going to get a little bit later on. Whatever you do, do not give it to people, because it works whether they want it to or not. Doesn't matter whether you believe in it or not. If you go through the motions, it will work. If you go through the motions, the things that you want to manifest will come to you tonight. Not necessarily tonight, but they'll start and they come to you in pretty short order. I have that on because there's a girl, Nana, who was going to come on, who's done this before and has like an incredible wild story. But she's on the set filming right now in Billion. But she was going to jump on to tell her story, which goes wild, and hopefully she makes it. So anyway, he tested mostly non-believers that had nothing to do with any, didn't believe that energy worked, any of that kind of stuff, and they still got everything, okay? You guys got the pieces of paper. So by now, since you had a head start, you should have 20 things already written on there that you want to manifest into your life. Why are you shaking your head? You got more? A different approach? Okay. There's two rules in doing this. One, you must be playful. Two, have rituals. Okay? You can this when you learn it in a little bit, anytime you want. Okay? But you can't do a ritual. You can't get up in the morning and, you know, get on your knees and have the sun hit your back and chant things that there are no weeds and everything. And no, the moment you do it, it won't work. So get your cautious mind out of the way and have fun with it. I'm going to give you guys a little time to write down your 20, and then we're going to go through the other parts of the questions. I'm sure the doctors will get to it pretty quick, though. So 20 things you want to manifest into your life right now. Next to that, in the next column, you're going to write the benefit to you now. So whatever it is, if we're a house, the benefit might be you have a brand new roof and it's not raining on your head, okay? And in the third column, you're going to write the ultimate goal for that item. And that comes from being in a place of about 5 or 10 years ahead and looking back to this point of when you first got it, okay? And you first got this manifestation into your life, and you're looking back, okay? And you're seeing all the things that's provided for you up to that point. So you're jumping ahead to find out all the things it's going to bring you to put in that column. And then in the last column, we're going to make up a symbol. It can be whatever symbol you want, but a little symbol that reminds you of what it is you're trying to get. So if it's a house, it might be a little picture of a house. Might be a little stick figure of a car, if you wanted a car. All right, whatever little symbol will bring back the feeling instantly. Because in a little while, when you have your list done, we're going to go through and we're going to build a picture of each of these. A picture, a movie. We're going to go through all the details of what they are. You're going to make them completely real in your mind and bring them to life. So when we start cycling these, okay, have the name, the reason, what it's going to do for you, and the picture. And we'll start off slow and then go to the next one. And each time we get to 20, it'll get a little faster. It'll get a little faster as we cycle through them, okay? The faster they get, the less you can concentrate on the words, and eventually it'll just be the symbols that you see popping around, like trying to find a picture on an iPhone as quick as you can, because you knew where it was, okay? And eventually it'll just keep going, faster and faster and faster until it actually just spins out of your mind. Boom. Gets delivered to the universe. The process itself is not what does it. This process actually takes your mind out of the way so that the universe can come and answer it and give you what you want and put you in place where you need to be in order to get those things. Okay? It's not that you're physically going to go have these things come and get you. The universe is going to give it to you. It's just going to physically, this process is going to take you out of the way so it can happen in a very fast way. Got it? Any questions? 20. You got 20 questions. Okay.
Do I get a discount if I have less than 20?
Yes.
So,
They're only twice as much then. Oh, discount for you. Well, if you can have 20, why not get 20?